Hi, I'm Tinny from Mini Bowl Design, and today I want to talk about the Atomic and the Mini Atomic. So let me move the camera in and we'll get going. Okay, I've got two stoves here, the Atomic and the smaller Mini Atomic. Now both of these stoves come in two versions, the original version and the carbon felt version. And the difference between the two is that the carbon felt version, when it's full of fuel, if you tip it over, it won't spill fuel and create a fire. Where the original, if you tip it over, fuel will run out of it, and if it's lit, you'll create a fire. The disadvantage to this one with the carbon felt is although if you tip it over, it won't create a blaze, you can't dump any unused fuel back in the bottle because the carbon felt traps it inside of the stove. That's easy enough problem to overcome by not putting in more fuel than you need, but if you misjudge and you have some left over, you can't get it out, where with the original version, you can. And that's true of both stoves, the Atomic and the Mini Atomic. Okay, second thing is, the Mini Atomic, you can go with a 5x18 pot stand, 5-loop 5x18 pot stand. The Atomic, not so much, won't fit. So if you buy an Atomic, make sure you buy a 5x23 pot stand, which will work with both stoves. Now, both of these stoves put out the same amount of heat, same flame pattern. You can see on the top of them, they're basically the same. The only difference is this one burns about 12 to 15 minutes, and this one burns from 25 to 35 minutes because it holds a lot more fuel. So, enough of that. Let me put some fuel in this Mini Atomic and turn the lights out so you can see the flame pattern, and I'll talk a little bit more about this stove. This fills just the same. Put some alcohol on the wick, and then it filled just like the BIOS 6. You just keep squirting fuel in it until it won't take any more if you're going to fill it up, or if you know how much you want, just put that amount in and it goes right down beautiful. Okay, let me get this lit. And I'll turn the lights out. Now this is not a hot stove. This is a medium heat stove. Works with the QMH, ATP, 10 centimeter. It'll even work with a 12 centimeter if you're not in a hurry. And it's about the right heat for 12 centimeter if you just want a good simmer. And you've got at least 2 cups of water in here. You can actually simmer with this with 12 centimeters. So that means when it does bring the water to a boil in the 12 centimeter, it's not going to be a rolling boil. It's going to be a simmer boil. Okay, now just to show you what I mean by carbon felt being safe, you can tilt this stove right up, as you can see, and it doesn't leak any fuel. Okay, now let me fire up the Atomic, the original Atomic, the big one, and this one, and let you see what the flame pattern on that is. Okay, this is the same deal, but this one will hold 3 ounces of alcohol, so it's a little different animal. If you're only putting 1 ounce in it, it will light fairly quick. But if you put 3 ounces of fuel in this, it's going to take a while for it to preheat enough to blossom out. You might even have to prime it twice if you fill it right full of fuel. On the other hand, once you get it filled, it'll burn for a half an hour, so you're only going to have to do it once, probably. And that's probably the big drawback to this stove, to this probably the biggest drawback to this Atomic is that it is kind of hard to get going if you fill it right full. I've only got probably, I don't know, 1 ounce in there right now, so it may light okay. Yep, it's going to be fine. Now remember, this one has to have a 5x23 pot stand, not the 5x18. And there's the flame pattern. And I'm not going to demonstrate it, but if you turn the stove up on edge, the alcohol is going to run out all over the tabletop and catch on fire, and you're going to have a bonfire on your hands. So I don't recommend tipping one of these over. Now this is too hot to bake. You can simmer with it with a 12 centimeter pot, but I wouldn't try simmering with a pot any smaller than that. It's basically works real well for just boiling water in a smaller pot, or if you want to simmer with a bigger pot for a really long period of time. Also works good with a frying pan or a griddle for making pancakes because it burns for a really long time at a lower heat. And that's where it really shines, is doing stuff like that. There's your flame pattern. Okay, and that's basically all there is to this. I almost discontinued this one because it's not a lot different than the BIOS 6, but the BIOS 6 is a little more durable and lights a little easier, so I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to sell this. On the other hand, the Mini Atomic is like my #1 selling stove, so I certainly can't discontinue that. Okay. I'm Tinny from Mini Bull Design. Try to have a really great day and try to have some fun today. You deserve it. Bye-bye.